Gentlemen, Beardly, gentlemen. How's it going, guys? So it is the week after Halloween. My town is awake. Everyone's out and about driving their cars by, of course. I am smoking a little bit of English, Peterson Old Dublin in my Luciano Peas de Piazza pipe. This is shape, the classification is S plus, I think, and that's the size rather. And the shape is actually Chubby Apple, which I really like. That's funny to me. Got some tea. Orange Pico and English seem to go pretty well for me, at least. So Halloween just passed. I really like that. I call it a holiday, but it's not really a holiday. To me, it's more of a tradition, and I really like that tradition. And I made sure to carve pumpkins, and I put on my costume and everything else. And I went out, and I scared little kids, and I handed out candy. And to me, that's a pretty important rite of passage. That was a really, really big thing for me. I enjoyed that greatly. And I noticed my town, my neighborhood, is very much sort of geriatric people and sort of young working professionals, much like myself and my wife. So they're either retirees who sometimes they hand out candy, and a lot of the places that I love to go to the most actually were sort of retirees in my old neighborhood. They were really nice, and they always had the best treats too. It was like giant Mars, like full-size Mars bars and Snickers and things like that. But nowadays, it seems like the older generation is old enough that they don't want to hand out candy anymore. They're sort of done with that. And the younger generation is so busy with either work, or a lot of it is Halloween parties and all these other sort of weird things. They just don't bother anymore. Or they think that they won't get any kids, so they don't bother. And that in itself is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So it was terrible to me because I walked out to the end of my yard and I looked down the street, and more than half of the houses on my street, the lights were turned off. And I know for a fact there was people in those houses and that they could have been handing out candy. I also get back inside. Usually, trick-or-treating starts maybe a little bit after dinner, quarter after 6, 6:30. And for me, at least, it's done by 8:30, like 9 o'clock at the latest. But it's usually completely done by 8:30. So, and this year it was in fact done by 8:30. If people want to go out for Halloween parties and you want to go out and you want to drink and wear a sexy doctor costume or something like that, that's fine. But wait until after you've handed out the candy. Come on. There's so many fond memories that myself and even people that don't hand out candy, they're like, oh yeah, I remember Halloween, like when I was young, it was so good and I really liked it, and now Halloween just sucks. Well, guess what? Halloween sucks because you're an adult now, and you're not the one that gets to trick-or-treat and collect the candy. You're the one handing it out. But that's the way life works. We all have to put on our big boy and our big girl pants now, and if you want to go to a party, that's fine. But wait until 9:30 or 10. Like, you can stay up till 9:30 or 10, most of you. Go to your parties then, but from 5:45 to 9 o'clock, I sort of feel like it's our generation's responsibility to keep up that torch, right? You need to sit at your front door, or for me, I actually sat out at the end of my lawn to make sure that people knew that I was handing out candy, because so many people just walk past this part of the neighborhood. And we have to sit out there in the rain, in the cold, and hand out candy. But it's not about us anymore. It's about the younger generation. It's about the little kids. And I like scaring them. So for me, it's kind of about me too. But I just feel it's really important, and a lot of people in our generation don't understand that we are now the torchbearers. We're the ones that need to keep up the traditions, giving candy, making sure that your kids too, like a lot of people my age have young kids, like make sure to take your kids out, even if they're young. If they're young, then you eat the candy. They don't need it, but it still gives you an excuse. If I had a 1-year-old, I would dress them up for sure. And I would be taking them out, and I would get all of the candies, I guarantee you. So if you're not a candy giver, you don't have to give out candy. I can't tell you what to do, but next time when you want to be a spoilsport next year, just remember, if you ever had any good memories on Halloween giving out candy, just remember, if you had any memories on Halloween of going around and getting candy that you were fond of and that you liked, it's now your turn to make sure that there are younger kids that have those same memories and that they get to enjoy the same things that you did. It is us. We have to do it now. I think that's about all for now. I have a video coming up soon for my new wallet. I got a wallet from a Canadian artisan, a Canadian leather worker. His name is Ryan Popov in BC. Makes some really good leather works. I have a video coming up for that. It's going to be a review of my Chrome XL 6-pocket billfold leather wallet. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try to post it on Wednesday. Also, if you have not yet followed me on Facebook or Twitter, you can go ahead and do that if you'd care to see any of my funny jokes or pictures or things like that that don't fit on Facebook. I will put a link in the description below so that you can get a view of that, make it a little easier for you if you want to follow me. And other than that, I just hope that you guys enjoy your day, enjoy your pipes, or your tea if you happen to be drinking it, and that's it for now. Beardly Gentleman out.